Well, welcome to Week 7 of the Borderland Blitz, sponsored by Southwest University. I'm Adrian Ochoa, joined as always by Rachel Phillips. I was telling Rachel earlier today, you know, every season there's always that one week where we're kind of on guard with the weather. Mother Nature likes to take center stage, so to speak. I thought this would be one of those days, but thankfully, you know, we were able to get some of those games.
Yeah, I was very concerned, and we saw the video during the 6 p.m. sportscast of that game over the SAC, and I was like, oh man, this could be a rough night. But hey, games were played, and we had a good time in them.
Since last night, Doppler was saying 6 days straight of rain, so just crazy. Thankfully, today it wasn't as bad. As always, we're going to go ahead and start with our starting lineup, show that to you. Our game of the week was a battle in the Valley, a District 1-5A showdown between two of the top teams in the district, Parkland and Del Valle.
We'll then turn our attention to District 1-4A Division 1. District play began for the Riverside Rangers. They were looking to bounce back following their first loss of the season. And then later, an Eastside battle in District 1-6A between the Americas Trailblazers and the Eastwood Troopers.
Go ahead and get this show on the road as we'll start things off in District 1-5A Division 1. Bel Air, the cream of the crop right now, as they're undefeated, but they have yet to play Parkland or Del Valle, two teams that are always pretty good. Tonight it was Parkland paying a visit to Del Valle, who would get the leg up to stay at the top of the district standings. We go to Conquest Stadium for tonight's game of the week. Del Valle coming into this game on a 4-game win streak. Parkland 4-2 on the season. Only one team would improve to 2-0 in district play. Del Valle's Jesse Ramos putting up the first points on the board with the quarterback keeper. 7-0 Del Valle in the second quarter. Parkland's Miguel Echeverria with the pass to DJ Cress, and he'll take care of the rest. Del Valle tries to close the first half with the lead here as Ramos. You're going to see this pass to Eli Molina, but Molina can't handle it. Would have been a touchdown. No worries, though, as the game was tied at the half, but no worries, though, because in the third quarter, Del Valle from 2 yards out, Ramos with the keeper, Jesse Ramos welcome the end zone city. Parkland trying to make something happen here. But a good defensive play by Del Valle's Jonathan Estrada, as he says, I'll take that, thank you very much, with the INT. Then in the fourth quarter, Ramos again, Conquistadores knocking on the door with the keeper. Worked once, just go ahead and keep on doing it, right? What you say, wash, rinse, repeat, Rachel?
Yep, always. Why not? When it works, just keep going.
Well, that made it 20-14 in the fourth quarter, and that would be the final in this one as Del Valle wins it 20-14. Conquistadores improved to 2-0 in district play. A big win for Del Valle as they and the rest of the district head into a bye week.
Well, they're all big wins, you know. This was just a good game against a really good team. We came out and played, you know, coming out of the second half, they jumped on us 14-7, but we battled back. We answered back, and I'm real proud of every single one of them. Yeah, you know what? We came out today, and they were ready to play, and it was a good game, you know. Two top teams going in it for possibly a district championship. Our district is really tough, but this was a big one for us.
We were stout. I mean, we had a couple slip-ups, but we were stout. We came up with big plays, big turnovers, you know, make the plays we need to make.
A big win for Del Valle there, but let's also talk about the Bel Air Highlanders. We mentioned them before. Entering the day, Big Red was undefeated, a perfect 6-0 record. Tonight they played host to the Isleta Indians, who are 1-5 on the season in their second district game. Could the Highlanders keep that perfect record intact? Well, let's take you out to Big Red country. First quarter, Noah Moreno darting from the pocket straight into your living room, skipping out of a tackle for a more than 50-yard scamper into the end zone. Topped off with the casual toss of the ball right there. Oh yeah, no worries. My new mates up at the teacher tailgate, happy about it. They want to see the Highlanders go 7-0. And Isleta were certainly paving the way for them to do just that on fourth down. Evan Martinez with the muff snap. So it'd be a turnover on downs, and you just can't give a team like Bel Air, who's averaged more than 45 points a game, the ball, because they will capitalize. Moreno this time rolls left, sees absolutely nothing happening. All right, let me hop back to the right. Oh yeah, there's my guy. I'll chuck it to him. The rocket to Oscar Martinez, who takes it with nobody near him and just turns and runs 50 to the end zone down the same sideline as Moreno just earlier. How about that? The bloody party in Bel Air. String party to prove it. Maybe they were also celebrating your birthday, Adrian. You didn't tell me you were turning 34 today.
Hey, why not?
Yeah, just kidding. But happy birthday to the actual Adrian, whoever you may be. It was anything but a party for Isleta, though. The fumble here scooped up by Dominic Rue, and he's gunning for the end zone. Will he get there? Oh, no. So close, but no cigar. Massive tackle from Evan Martinez, the QB, to stop a certain touchdown. But in the end, it wouldn't matter too much because Jacob Holguin makes light work of it on the very next play. Bel Air moved to 7-0 to start the season with a 49-8 win over Isleta. Massive, but as you mentioned, they haven't played Del Valle or Parkland yet. So that'll be interesting to see how that plays out.
Those games, those three teams obviously at the top of that district right now. Del Valle getting the leg up, beating Parkland. Bel Air, they're going to get Parkland and Del Valle coming up in just a few short weeks. But again, that entire district will have a week off next week. Well, turning now to District 148, Division 1. The Riverside Rangers were coming off their first loss of the season against a tough Bushland team, but they had to put that in the rearview mirror as tonight was the start of district play. Riverside hit the road to the northeast to take on the Irvin Rockets. Irvin feeling pretty good, coming off their first win of the season last week, and that's where we're going to start off here in the Northeast. Tony Shaw Field, first play from scrimmage, and Irvin's Isaac Guerrero going to connect with Jonathan Charez for the 55-yard touchdown bomb to tie things up at 7. Next possession.
Camera work on that shot too. The ball spiraled in the refs.
That's David Moreno for you, our photographer. Rangers Ian Mogen hands it to Adrian Estrada, who runs it for 43 yards. Will he get there? Not quite. Just a few yards shy. Next play, Jose Dorado takes the handoff and punches it in from the 5-yard line for the go-ahead score. After a 3-and-out for the Rockets, if it worked once, why not try it again? Jose Dorado again with the handoff and again with a touchdown, this time from 40 yards out. Rangers, that made it 14-7 Rangers. Riverside defense forces another 3-and-out, and Jose Dorado runs it again, this time from 68 yards.
Oh my God, what a night for him.
There he goes again. Touchdown number 3 on the night. The hat trick complete for Mr. Dorado.
He's going to be tired tonight, the legs. I think that's a lot of running on
I would say speedy number 2. You know, like right there, showing off the speed there. The route was on 28-7 at that point as Riverside goes on to win and gets their first win in district play. You see the final score there, 42-7, the final. Big win for Riverside, starting district play with a W.
Yeah, that's nice. That's what you like to do. Will, you were at a few games tonight, and look, there was a tough one for you to begin with. The 4 p.m. game over the Sac. It took a while to get going.
Very true. I was talking to Golfer today, and to me, that this is one of our 4th rainiest months of actually the year. So in that case, we just getting a lot more rain as it comes out because we only had an inch of rain already. There you go. Now let's see this beginning of district play for the Eagles and Panthers out at San Ellie. First play of the game for the Panthers, and they get rumbling. First play, Sam Ellie. The covers, I think they wish they didn't though, but we got a cupcake alert. Third play of the game. And it's a quarterback option pitch, but to the wrong team. Matthew Felix says, thank you very much, and returns it 75 yards to Taylor. He is in the easiest interception of his career. Austin with their foot on the gas. Jaden Wilson, though, he's going to get that handoff, taking it another 30 yards to make it a 6-point withdrawal. And I'm telling you, some of the holes those Panthers O-line were opening up, you could drive a truck through. Here, Wilson on his own 40-yard line and doesn't even get touched. He would take it on home. The Panthers all over the Eagles. Austin would take it 42-7.
Will, Jaden Wilson is kind of like a truck. Come on.
Yeah.
Dude
He's
is
that
a
big.
beast. I'm telling you, like a bowling ball. Turning now to 168 Pebble Hills, dealing with their first loss in Socorro. They haven't won in 3 years except for one time. This is Sparta's Gail Ochoa, pulls the ball down and rumbles 10 yards for the score. Still in the first, the Bulldogs looking at 4th and 15, and why not punt? No, it's halfback pass territory. Socorro Cesar Sanchez hooks it up to double coverage, gets it on over. I guess that's kind of like a punt. Spartans sharpening their spears. Ochoa hands it off to Sam Chacon, who avoids the arm tackle and takes it 35 yards for the tutty. Pebble Hills is being mean to the Bulldogs, taking it 62-0.
Where was the mercy rule there?
I'm telling you, I paused that little something.
No mercy rule. No mercy rule in high school
Early
football.
game today, Coronado taking on El Dorado at the Sac, and 30-minute lightning delay out there. It was pretty nasty. They were literally squeegeeing the field before the game started. First quarter action coming up. There's that squeegee machine making its way across the field, hoping for the best.
Did you get to drive it at least, Will?
I wanted to slide through all that water, but they wouldn't let me do it.
Slip and
You
slide.
didn't pull out the weatherman card?
No, I should have, right?
Yeah.
Here we go in El Dorado with the ball, and my man just thinking, I'm going to turn on those burners and take it on in myself. Aztec with the points off the bag. Now the defense, though, they came to play as well. Let's take a look here at Mr. Bonda, and I think they might have taken the wrong highlights and added them here. You can see some excited Aztec people right there waving their flags around. They're pretty happy. We're jumping over here.
There we go.
There we go. That's right.
Oh,
No,
yeah,
Coronado.
big time hit
Trying
there.
to make some of them, but Bonda again taking my man to the ground, but it was a little too much. I get playing through the whistle, but that was, again,
yeah.
you got to listen to that
You're gonna
whistle.
call it, yeah.
Most definitely. That would be that personal foul. Getting it back, but that's all right because T-Birds, they know what to do. My man sees the offsides defensive end, hucks it up, gets the catch. Another flag there, but that would be all right because it would be defensive pass interference. This would lead here to a kick, and obviously the Coronado T-Birds would get it, but in the end, it wouldn't matter because they would end up losing it. 51-31.
A big win there for El Dorado. And District 16A, always fun. Will, thank you very much again for bringing us those highlights. It always helps. You know, we have a Storm Tracker here helping us out on the Blitz, so he knows what he's talking about.
It just so happened that you were the one out of the game when it was raining, so it worked out perfectly. Thank you for handling that.
Doppler's the man.
Well, we'll keep it with District 16A. America's pulled off a massive win a week ago, taking down Pebble Hills, who was undefeated at the time. Tonight, it was another major test for the Blazers. They took on Eastwood. The Troopers winners of 2 straight, entering the day 2-1 in district play. And let me just tell you, this was a battle and a half. Second quarter, watch the eyes of Evan Minhaders looking far left, but throws infield to Curtis Murillo for a troop TD and a 14-13 lead. They're dancing up in the student section. Americas would work it downfield and go for a field goal right before the half, but it's wide. Let me just say, remember that field goal. Americas, though, would strike first in the second half and take the lead. Mark Moore with the run all the way to the corner post for the QB keeper and the 19-14 go-ahead, but they wanted more. They tried for the 2-point conversion, but it's a no-go. And once again, remember that play.
Let's
Blitzy and I, at this point, both cold but excited for what's to come. Americas managed to hold Eastwood out here as they go for it on 4th down. These kids, like, hey, let me show you how it's done. We could have run. So 19-14 the score, and here is your match-winning TD. The punt return from Curtis Murillo. Watch him come right at you there. That right there puts the troop ahead, 20-19, and that would be the final score in the game. A scoreless 4th quarter. The missed field goal and the 2-point conversion failed attempt, haunting the minds of Americas tonight.
You just never know how a game's going to play out, and those plays could have been the difference in this game going the other way. But kudos to those Troopers getting another win in district play, and yeah, it's coming.
I'm getting so much better at my timing. I'm really,
that was good. I liked it.
I'm as good as Eastwood, you know.
District play also began today. This is coming up. We're going to turn our attention to District 15A Division 2. After the break, we'll head to the Blue Turf in Caño as they hosted the Burgess Mustangs, and we'll turn our attention to 14A Division 2 as it was the Fabian Wildcats taking on the Lobos from Mountain View. That's coming up after the break. Stay with us.
This year at Peter Piper Pizza, she gets everything she wants for her birthday. Pizza. Friends. Games. And best of all, you. Our party package has everything you need for an unforgettable celebration. Peter Piper Pizza. Pizza made fresh, families made happy.
ABC7 is proud to recognize anchor and investigative reporter Stephanie Valle for her Borderland Crimes podcast achievement in winning the 2022 Regional Edward R. Murrow Award. Congratulations, Stephanie. ABC7, where news comes first. The disappearance of a young El Paso mother stuns the community. In her latest podcast, Regional Murrow Award winner Stephanie Valle explores the disappearance and murder of Erica Gaitan, the conviction without her remains, and the fight to find her. It's Borderland Crimes. Download it now.
I love how during those drumline cadences, the band in the back, like they have their own little chants to go along with those cadences. I love it.
It's all timed out. The schools know how to do it. That's all I'm saying, yeah.
Well, tonight was the start of district play for District 1-5A Division 2, and we'll start with El Paso taking on Andress. The Eagles only with one win on the season, but a chance to wipe the slate clean and get their first win in district play. It would be tough, though, as they played host to those El Paso Tigers. El Paso 3-2 coming into this game. Now check out the mood right here after the rains shining over the Andress stadium there. Tonight, here we go. A snap for the Eagles. Quarterback Malcolm Anderson handles it without a problem and then throws a lob to Sean Owen, who runs it in for an 82-yard touchdown pass. Nice.
I'm thinking sweet play maybe.
But wait, though. Sorry. Yeah, the Zebras meeting right there, and it's all for naught. It's coming back, holding on that play. Second quarter, though, now El Paso High's Caleb Dominguez makes a costly mistake, and Andrew Carvajal will reap the benefits with the pick six.
Does that one count?
That one does count. That one does count for those Eagles.
Just over the line.
And those would be the only points in the first half, as the Eagles would take a 7-0 lead into the half. And in the end, Andress would put up more points in the second half as the Eagles go on to get their second win of the season. First win in district play, most importantly, 27-7 was the final.
Well, Jefferson hosting Chapin. Silver Foxes looking for win number 4 on the season, but the Huskies have other plans. Jeff running out now, getting ready for the game. First drive, though, coming up.
Gotta get the cheerleaders in.
Yeah, sorry, how dare I. And the Huskies quarterback, Davion Singleton, is on the run. Breaks a tackle, spins out another before being pushed out of bounds in red zone territory, though. And the mobile quarterback is going into the end zone for a touchdown. Huskies in for the score, and yeah, they like that. Couple helmet slaps. Next drive, Huskies, another rushing touchdown from Davion. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. Wash, rinse, and repeat. How many other sayings can we put into it? They know how to do it. If it works, just keep going, folks. The coaches know. Cool moment here where both teams wave to the Children's Hospital across the street, where the children wave right back to the players. It's nice that everyone comes together in the El Paso football community.
The wave of love there.
Yeah, to do that. We've seen the Huskies great on offense, but let's see if they can do something on defense as well. Number 25 for the Huskies. Watch him here. The interception, just hands up in the air. That's my ball, thank you.
Get your hands up.
And he's got the pick, and well, you see it right there. He gets the 6-2. Chapin wins it 52-8. Massive win.
Yeah, definitely. It's only their second win of the season, first win in district play. I mean, they've struggled up to this point, but a good win for Chapin. All that matters is what you do in district play at this point. And starting off 1-0, that's the best thing to do. Meantime, over at the blue turf of Canyon-Theo was the 3-2 Eagles taking on the Burgess Mustangs, who would get their first district win tonight. It was Canyon-Theo who was up 28-0 at the half. Burgess started off in the second half. A nice run, but it ended up with the 4th and 1 where Canyon-Theo got the stop. As usual, Canyon-Theo D1 commit, the Stanford commit there. LJ Martin showed out here, and he helped Canyon-Theo to their first district win. By the time we got there, this game was pretty much well in hand. Canyon-Theo would just get a field goal in the second half, so we didn't get any. By the time we got there, it was already 28-0.
Yeah, and by that point, we're like, we're going to rest players, make sure everyone stays safe. It's our game.
It's just one of those things that happens when we go out to the game. It was the second game for Drew Cosgrave, who's coming up. He went and shot that game. He was in Las Cruces, made the drive, then to Canyon-Theo, so by the time he got there, Canyon-Theo already had it well in hand. So,
the important thing to know, though, Canyon-Theo win it 31-0.
Yeah, 31-0. There you go. Well, Jason was out over at Horizon and then hit the road over to Mountain View. But some interesting things happened over at Horizon, right, Jason?
Oh, that's right, Adrian. Mother Nature is wreaking all sorts of havoc today, especially on the Far East. Now, the weather caused the stadium lights to malfunction at Scorpion Stadium and Horizon. Now, this led to a delay of kickoff of over 45 minutes.
That must have been fun for you, Jason.
Yeah, you can see the refs had nothing to do right there. Now, that didn't stop some Horizon players from getting some throwing and catching practices on the sideline here. And look at that toe tap. That would have been a bounce.
Yeah.
The latest update we have is that Hanks was up 34-27. And now we get into Mountain View versus Fabens. Now, Fabens is looking to squeeze out a win here to get to 500. And Mother Nature hits once again with the rain. Now, some for Mountain View and Fabens stuck around, though, and they were able to witness this ugly pass turn into a beautiful completion right there. That was almost picked off. Tipped right into the hands of the Wildcats, number 1. They then score with this beautiful TD throw to put them just over a score before halftime. There you go. He runs in there.
Oh, I love the jump up.
Yep, 21-13 right before halftime. Now, Mountain View would not allow them to strike back again. These beautiful yards after catch from Hansel Hernandez would set up the first and goal.
Ooh, he worked a fair few there.
And then David Carrasco then runs it in for the score. Now, Mountain View finished up 35-27. Now back to you guys.
Thank you very much, Jason. Big district win there for the Mountain View, that Lobos.
Yeah. Well, it's time for...
There you go.
War of the Week. It's a good one. And we did it out at Bel Air today. It was a lot of fun in Highlander country.
7-0 are the Bel Air Highlanders. Could the cheerleaders follow that with their first appearance on the War of the Week?
Take a look.
That's right, it's another edition of the War of the Week. I'm here at Bel Air High School. It's a little cold, a little bit of a rain, but that doesn't matter. I think that's perfect football season, football weather, I'm sorry. Are you guys ready to start the War of the Week? We do have a little bit of the Bel Air cheerleaders joining the Isleta cheerleaders. I love the sportsmanship out here. Alrighty, let's get this started. Are you guys ready? Ready, 3, 2, 1, go! Oh, it's a little wet, so people are slipping, but that's okay. And Isleta takes it. Isleta wins. You guys win. Let's hear you guys cheer. The rain did play a factor, but the Indians took it. Let's see how this game shapes up.
Disclaimer, nobody was hurt in the making of that War of the Week. I checked with every cheerleader. It's okay.
I felt sorry for that young man in the beanie there. He was like hanging on for dear life.
I said to them, guys, you got to stick the heels in. What are you doing? But massive shout out to Bel Air. They may have technically lost War of the Week, but really they won because, like Lorenzo said, sportsmanship right there on full display. Only 4 Isleta Indian cheerleaders out there, so they jumped on board, and that's what we love to see. Friday Night Football. Come on, get around it.
Good stuff there from those Indians. Plenty more to come here on the Borderland Blitz. We're going to turn our attention to the land of enchantment, where Centennial was on the road taking on the Eagles from Hobbs. Then we'll head over to the Field of Dreams, where Las Cruces hosted those Tigers from nearby Alamogordo. That's coming up after the break.
I'm a 25-year truck driver. I've been driving for Riverside Enterprises for 6. I have 1 million miles. I'm home every weekend. The benefits and the respect that you get in this company is outstanding. If you're looking for a place to call home, call Riverside Enterprises.
Don't wait until 2023 and start your new career today. Enroll now at Southwest University. We offer flexible schedules and short terms for you to finish your degree faster. Apply today and become an essential worker in the nursing, surgical tech, or health admin fields. That's right, we are now accepting applications to become a registered nurse, surgical tech, or healthcare administrator. For more information, call us today at 915-778-4001 or visit us at southwestuniversity.edu. Southwest University makes you happen.
A good education is key for every child, and ESC 19 Head Start is the best place for children to begin. Head Start is El Paso's premier preschool program for expectant mothers and children from birth to 4 years old. Our full range of services support early learning and development in high-quality educational environments. We also help parents with their educational and career goals with classes, training, and community resources. Call or visit us online to register today.
I'm a 25-year truck driver. I've been driving for Riverside Enterprises for 6. I have 1 million miles. I'm home every weekend. The benefits and the respect that you get in this company is outstanding. If you're looking for a place to call home, call Riverside Enterprises.
Turn our attention now to New Mexico. The Battle of the Birds here. The Centennial Hawks, ranked 2nd in the state of New Mexico, hit the road to Hobbs, New Mexico, to take on the undefeated Eagles. Hobbs, he's also that's the school for Gavin Artisan. I like mentioning that. Hobbs is 6-0, ranked 4th in the state, so they will love nothing more than to take down those Hawks from Cruces. First quarter here, Hobbs wasting no time getting on the board. First drive of the game, the pass to Evan Vandelenham tiptoes the sideline, stays in bounds, and he'll take it to the house. Hobbs goes up 7-0. Then in the second quarter, it's still 7-0 here, but Centennial knocking on the door. David Hernandez with the keeper dives in for 6. Extra point was no good, so it's 7-6 Hobbs. But Hernandez wasn't done yet. It's another keeper right here. Goes to the outside, gonna cut back inside. 33 yards for the house call, as the Hawks get another touchdown to take the lead. They're up 12-7. The 2-point attempt was no good, but here come the Eagles. They'll strike back. Omar Argat drops back, and he'll find Caden Trevino in the end zone. The Hobbs takes back the lead. This was good back and forth, but in the end, you see it right there. Centennial takes it by 7, 27-20. Big win there for the Hawks.
So Gavin Hardison's former team going down, but hopefully his current team can get up tomorrow.
Yeah, for sure.
Well, AB7's Drew Cosgray hit the road to Las Cruces today, as we mentioned, the poor guy, for the Bulldogs matchup against the Alamogordo Tigers. Drew, did you have fun?
I did have fun. I was at the Field of Dreams, and not only is that special for tonight, but the MLB postseason kicked off today. But it was a low-scoring affair in Las Cruces tonight against Alamogordo. Quarterback Matt Lashley passes at number 5, Jacob Mays, and he gets a nice pickup for a first down. Las Cruces running back gets his pocket picked.
There's.
My apologies.
There you see that run.
Look at that
Lashley
run.
with the pass, and whew.
And he's going to get stripped right here.
It is stripped. I got a little ahead of myself. I was at the game, and it was a pretty exciting moment. But Rusty picks the pocket.
Oh,
and he runs, and he runs, and he runs. I mean, if your name's Rusty, though, I'm not surprised you're running that fast. He gets taken down inside the 15. What a run. And the quarterback takes it in for a touchdown to cap off a 13-10 win against Las Cruces tonight.
Thank you very much, Drew. And you spent a lot of time with Blitzy out at the games. No Blitzy today.
I missed
Unfortunately, yeah.
He okay, Drew, I took good care of him, don't worry.
You better. That's my son right there.
He's mine. I created Blitzy. Come on now.
That is true. This was all Rachel's idea. And that's going to go ahead and take us to the Blitz picks coming up. We'll send things over to Jason to see who's the winner of the $50 Visa gift card.
Yeah, Adrian, here we go. Excited to be back to pick your picks this week. Now, tonight we only have 4 submissions, so we want to make sure we get that number up.
Do people want free money?
Yeah, it's only good for you. It's only, you have a chance to win $50. Let's see what we have here. We have this panorama from Hanks and Horizon from Alex Rodriguez. Very nice shot. We're just going to go through all of them because we only have 4 of them. Once again, a nice action shot from Ray Navarro. Thank you, Ray, from Bel Air versus Isleta.
He's won too many times, though, Jason.
Ray, I'm sorry, buddy. You've won too many times. You got to give somebody else a chance.
He's going to be racking up those gift cards.
This one from Teresa Adame. I believe I said that correctly. From Cathedral and Chaparral. Nice shot of the cheerleaders. And our final pick, we have Cathedral at Chaparral. Nice little pick right before the snap. Nice pre-snap photo, Ernesto Adame. Thank you guys, but of course we can only have one winner. And I don't think I've shown the panoramas enough love. I think they're a little underrated, honestly, so.
Panorama takes it?
Yeah. Alex Rodriguez, it's your lucky day.
A-Rod.
You have won $50. Congratulations.
Yeah, is A-Rod, I don't think he needs $50, surely.
Yeah.
Come on, what's going on here?
I would hope it's not that, A-Rod.
I mean, he did get divorced, or him and Jayla broke up. Maybe,
maybe he's hitting up high school football games across the country.
Poor guy. You lose Jayla. Life must be bad. Well, Jason, thank you so much. And now we mentioned Blitzy before.
Yeah, he's our superstar.
Yeah. As always, he was having a ton of fun around town. Let's take a look. There he is, Blitzy the Bear in full flight. Hanging out with some of the Bel Air cheerleaders. I think he wanted the big red chant out there in Highlander City. And then he heads over to Eastwood. Mate, you got to play the game. You can't sit. Yeah. There you go. Okay, he's up and about again, hanging out with the troop over there. Oh, even getting in on some push-ups. All right, Blitzy, show off those muscles, mate.
Working out.
Then in the student section, they're going nuts for him.
Wow, that is, that Eastwood that student section fired up.
Yeah, I promise you he came back in one piece. You see him right there. Very intrigued on this game. Like we said, it was a great game. He actually wanted to shoot some footage. And take a look at what he shot right here. That Blitzy shot this.
Blitzy
this is all
cam.
Blitzy, yeah. He got
nice
that missed
field goal. Yeah.
I'm sure America's, don't want to see that
again.
Oh, wow,
he met a friend there, too, as well.
Another bear. Yeah. Blitzy, making friends all around town. It's a beautiful sight to see.
Yeah, absolutely.
He's growing up so quickly.
Well, after the break, we're going to go ahead and recap the scores for you, just in case you missed it. Stay with us.
We feel like life is for living, celebrating the wins, and enjoying the moments that matter. At Rise Federal Credit Union, we provide the advice and tools to help make your money work for you. That way, you can focus on what could be, no matter where you start from or where you want to go. Ready to dream big? We're here to help you get there. Together, we rise.
Join Planet Fitness today and get more epic energy and better sleep with tons of equipment in our clean and spacious clubs. Join for $1 down, $10 a month, cancel anytime. Deal ends Friday, October 14th.
Cancer can be devastating.
But the journey can be better if we do it together. I'm Stephanie Valle.
And I'm Estela Casas. This month, ABC7, Albertsons, and the Stand With Estela Casas Cancer Foundation are partnering to provide our neighbors with critical assistance as they fight cancer.
You can donate at the coin canister at Albertsons. When you do, you don't just donate money.
You give hope.
Festival of Chariots is coming to Chock the Block. Saturday, October 8th in downtown El Paso. The entire event is free and includes a complimentary vegetarian feast. For more information, visit elpasofestivalofchariots.com.
Quick recap here from Thursday night action. District 16A, this was between the Montwood Rams and East Lake Falcons. Game was delayed for an hour because of the weather last night. But once the action started, East Lake firm control of this one, showed why they're one of the best teams in the district. You see right here, ball gets stripped, and we're going the other way. Chris Estrada with the scoop and score. Apologies for how shaky this video is. I was out of that game, and I didn't want to get run over by the East Lake team as they came to cheer on Estrada.
I've been there. It's not fun. It's very scary.
The nice scoop and score there. East Lake would go on to win this game by a final score 48-20. Then over in Las Cruces, it was the Oregon Mountain Knights coming off a bye week hosting Carlsbad. This was a good back and forth game. Carlsbad trying to play catch up, made things interesting down the stretch, but in the end, it's those cavemen from Carlsbad getting the win. Final score in this one was, let's see here, I want to give you the correct score. It was, there you see it right there. Carlsbad gets the win, 33-26. I want to talk about sweet play of the week.
Big
Parkland.
shout out to Will for doing this for us.
Yeah,
as well, yeah.
Will filled in for us for the sweet play of the week, and Parkland ended up winning. Let's go ahead and show you the winning play here. This was it. This was the play that you selected, Rachel, for the nominee, and it ended up getting the most votes.
The snap was high. He somehow manages to spin out of the tackle, runs one way, cuts back the other, and scoots out a few into the end zone for the touchdown. This is probably my favorite bit. Look at the dance moves right here. Oh, yeah. That's right. I just did that. Big Player of the Week winner from Parkland. Big shout out to them and to Leigh McAwerda. Tough loss tonight, but they do have some sweet, sweet moves.
Let's go ahead and show the presentation if we can. Yeah, there Will was doing the presentation for us. Those cupcakes, courtesy of Albertsons, our partners in this sweet play. Kudos to Albertsons every week making those cupcakes for us. And yeah, with the icing, the black and yellow icing.
Black and yellow.
There you go.
Who sings that song? I don't know. It's a good song.
I have, I've heard it, but I don't know who sings it. But let's go ahead and recap the scores from week 7 real quick here before we go. Game of the week, again, you mentioned it. Parkland falls to Del Valle 20-14. Bel Air winners over Isleta 49-8. We didn't put the final score for you because that Hanks Horizon game still going on. The last time we checked is the weather delay. Pebble Hills blanks Socorro 62-0. Eastwood winners over Americas 20-19. Dorado over Coronado 51-31.
Then Andress getting the dub over El Paso 27-7. Chapin in a big win, the second win of the season 52-8. Canattia over Burgess 31-zip. Riverside beating Irvin. Austin over Centennial, and Mountain View getting the dub over Fable.
Lastly, here we had Cristobal getting the win over Anthony 37-6. Compass Academy over Tornillo 46-12. Alamogordo, Centennial, big win over Hobbs today. Cathedral winners over Chaparral 32-13. And these last games from Thursday night, Eastlake over Montwood. Fort Stockton takes down Clint, and Carlsbad winners over Oregon Mountain. Well, that's going to do it for week 7. We're already moving on to week 8. It just moves by so fast. It always does. And thankfully, Mother Nature was quiet on this day. Some games were affected, but it wasn't anything major.
I'm just thankful that I didn't get rained on. So thank you, Mother Nature. That's all I care about.
You didn't get rained on. Blitzy didn't get rained on. Yeah.
Sorry, that was way more important. Yeah, Blitzy, the fur, it's got to stay dry.
We'll see you in week 8 next week. Have a good night, everyone.
Thank you for watching. ABC 7 News is now available on any of these streaming services, as well as the KVIA News and KVIA Weather and Traffic apps.